Hi, welcome back. We have some results from the survey that was given out at our last meeting together in December, and I wanted to share those with you right away. We asked for each of the strategies, rate your level of use, and the options are listed with the colored dots along the side, and also rate the frequency of use. And when I look at these, the first thing that I notice is that the highest levels of use are getting the most percentage points. So we have a situation where many of us are at the level where they are refining the strategy to fit their environment, where they're using it not just regularly, but using it in ways that are tailored to their specific students and their specific content area. And that's really good news, because the goal was never that everybody, like little robots, go out and do exactly the same thing, but that you take the same principle and that you put it into practice in ways that fit and match and enrich the stuff that you're doing in your particular areas. So it's really good news that we're not stuck at those basic levels of use where people just understand what it is but haven't tried it. We're also not stuck at that routine level of use where people are using it but they're not really sure why they're using it or what it's good for. We're really seeing people hanging out at the bottom of the list over here, where they are refining it, where they've refined it and they're interested in figuring out other ways to use it and other ways to apply it, and where they have explored and are now interested in figuring out what other people are doing. And that matches in something I'll show you in a moment about what people say they need next. So for networked words, we have a really great story to tell, that people are using the strategy and they're using it in ways that are particular to their settings. For clear task parameters, the numbers are actually even better. In both cases, we have more than 50% of people at the top 2 levels of engagement, which involve that tailoring and refining. This is self-report. So this is what 66 people said when we were all together, and that's most of the people that were in the auditorium that day. Some of the people in the auditorium that day were the middle school science department, who really hadn't had exposure to these strategies in a formal way at all. So the fact that our numbers are still really high, and that there are only a very few people that are saying that they haven't heard about the strategies, there were probably more people that hadn't officially heard about them, but that heard through the grapevine. And so we're really thrilled with these data. We have shared them with the leadership in both schools and at the district level. And I've started to get feedback that when administrators walk into classrooms, they see them. And they don't even have to ask, although I've encouraged them to ask about when they're used and how they're used. They see them without even having to look hard to find them. So good for you for doing that. We also asked you what you need to take things to the next level, whether you're stuck at thinking about it or you've tried it but haven't yet fully integrated it. And we see some similarities to the beginning of the year, but more people asking for this time together to plan, more people asking for time to actually practice it on their own. And so what we've decided to do today is go directly to breakout groups instead of having a full group meeting, so that you have more time with colleagues and or individually in that smaller setting to work these strategies in and to engage with the new one that we're going to be talking about today, which is text sets.